Okay, this is the sheet that is 12 through 16. So here's number 12. Okay, so you're going to bring down the 3. You're going to get 6 over 3, which is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. And that was the answer for number 12. It's 13. So first you're going to have to rewrite it. And then you could take the derivative. 1/2 minus 2/2 is a negative 1/2. 1/5 times 2 is 2/5. 1/5 minus 5/5 is a negative 4/5. That was the answer. It all seems so simple now, doesn't it? Okay, this is a product rule. So it's the first times the derivative of the second, which is just 1. You do not have to put that there. Plus the second times the derivative of the first. That's it for that one. Okay, 15. Okay, this is a quotient rule. So it's the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, which is just 1, all over the bottom squared. Okay, here's 16. It's a chain rule. Bring down the 5, keep the inside. 5 becomes 4, and then you have the derivative of the inside. And that completes that. Okay, next is the sheet, which is number... Sorry about that. That's my sister FaceTiming me from math tutoring, because a math teacher's job is just never done. Okay, so now I'm on the sheet, which is 2 through 7. So we're doing, I said you don't have to do number 1. So number 2 says this. And this notation just means take the derivative. So this is a quotient rule. So it's the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Okay, that's not a choice, so we're going to have to simplify. So we're going to distribute that negative 1. And now we're going to be distributing a negative 4 with the parentheses. So negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, and a negative 4 times negative x is a positive 4x. Okay, and then negative 4x, positive 4x, those cancel. And that was choice A. Okay, moving on. Number 3, quotient rule, bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Anything times 0 is 0, so that's gone. And we get that, and that is choice A. Okay, number 4. Quotient rule, bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom's squared. Okay, that's not a choice, so we'll simplify the numerator, distribute the 3, and I'm going to distribute the negative 4. So a negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x, and a negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. Okay, 12x, negative 12x cancel. And that is choice D. Okay, we're making some progress. Okay, number 5. Okay, so we need f prime of 5. So before you could do that, we need to find f prime. So f prime is a quotient rule. So it's the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, which is just 1, over the bottom squared. So that's the derivative, and now you need the derivative when x is 5. So whatever you see in x, you're going to put a 5. Okay, so you get 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 times 20 is 200. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 2 is 50. 10 squared is 100. So you're going to get 150 over 100, and that simplifies to 3 over 2, which is choice C. Okay, and just a clarification, when you have to do something like f prime of 5, you never put the 5 in first and then take the derivative, because then you're just going to get 0. You always find the derivative first, and then you substitute the value given. Okay, number 6. Okay, quotient rule. Bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Okay, that's not a choice, so we're going to simplify the numerator, distribute this 3x squared. Okay, now here's where you have to be careful. It's minus whatever comes after. So I'm going to distribute this negative 3x squared. Okay, so I'm going to erase up here. Make a little more room. Okay, so now I have to distribute this negative. Whoop. I don't know why I keep thinking 3 times 1 is 9. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, because the negative and negative is positive, and negative and negative is positive. Same denominator. Okay, and then we're just going to look for things to cancel. So this and this cancel. And that was choice C. One more, number 7. Okay, so this is f prime of radical 2. So again, first we're going to find the derivative, and then we're going to substitute in radical 2. So this is definitely a chain rule. Bring down the 3. Keep the inside. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now you need the derivative of the inside, which is a quotient rule. Bottom times the derivative of the top, which is 1, minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, all over the bottom squared. Okay, and now I'm going to put in a radical 2 wherever there's an x. Okay. All right, radical 2 squared is just gives you the inside, which is a 2. And then on the bottom, this radical 2 squared gives me a 2 plus 1. But that still has the square, because this squared here has to go to let me get another color. This squared has to go to the top, which we did. That gave us this right here, that 2. And it also has to go to here. So we're going to have to still work with that. Okay, this radical 2 squared is just 2 plus 1 minus 2 radical 2x all over. This piece becomes 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Okay. Make some room. Sorry, this takes so long. It's so annoying. It's not like the smartboard. Okay, so I'm starting right here. Okay, here's my 3. Here's my 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Oh, I just realized something that I did. I'm such an idiot. Okay. 2 plus 1 is 3 minus 2 radical 2, but I didn't change this x to radical 2. All over 9. Alright, it's no big deal. Okay, I gotta get to another color. This is driving me crazy. Okay, this piece here, this 3 goes into 9 3 times, so I have 2/3 times 3 minus 2. A radical 2 times radical 2 is just 2. Okay, I have 2/3, 3 minus 4 over 9. 2/3 times negative 1 over 9. This is negative 2 over 27, and that was choice B. We're almost done, only 2 more. Let's get a nice purple. Okay, now this is the sheet with just the 2 problems. So the first one is this, which we could rewrite like this. And then we could just do a quotient rule. There's always different ways to do these. I'm just choosing one way. So this would be the bottom times the derivative of the top, which is just 1, minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, all over the bottom squared. And yes, you could simplify that if you wanted to. Okay, just to show you another way that you could have done this, you could have changed the original to x over radical x plus 1 over radical x, because it has the common denominator, so they would both just simplify back to that, and then you could deal with each individual term instead if you prefer. Okay, and finally one more, thank God. Okay, it was this. Oh good, this is an easy one. Okay, so if you use a quotient rule, it's the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, all over the bottom squared. This whole thing wipes out. You're left with 12 over 36, which is 1 over 3. And yay, we're done.